Hey guys, today I want to give you some questions to ask in your next one-on-ones with any of your team members. The first question is going to be, what's going well? You want to just understand, what are their wins? What's going well currently? Maybe it's their team structure, maybe somebody on their team is crushing it. Whatever it is, you need to understand that starting a one-on-one with wins is always the best way. Number two, what challenges are you facing? You want to give them an open space. Hey, what challenges are you facing right now? And to be honest, this might not be just about team growth or attendance, whatever it is. You want to give them an open space to be able to share, because nobody likes a leader who doesn't care about you. You want to understand not just their wins, but their challenges. Number three, what can I do to make your team more successful? The worst leader is a leader who isn't willing to serve. I believe in servant leadership, and servant leaders jump in with you. They're not just sharing from Zoom, telling you all the things to do. That's a coach. You don't want to coach, you're a leader. And leaders share the wins, but also share the losses, and to be able to understand that, hey, whatever you're going through, whatever your team needs, I'm willing to do that. And it might not just be to hop on a call and to make some changes. It might be, hey, I need help. In my current context, for the past 6 years, it's church. Maybe somebody on their team is gone that Sunday. Hey, could you step into this team? We really need an extra hand. That is going to take you so much farther in leadership than just being the coach. Be a servant leader. Number four, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? And a lot of times this is actually the first question I ask. These aren't in exact order. These are just general questions. But how are you feeling? Not what are you doing? How are you feeling? I want to know your emotional state, your spiritual state. Are you resting? What can I do to take weight off of your shoulders? And what's awesome is asking this question, how are you feeling? Sometimes they might be doing great. And that is so great to be able to celebrate them, to be able to partner with them, and to be able to understand everything that they're going through, and to be able to be the leader who asks great questions, but also is compassionate and can have empathy in that context. Who is one leader who stuck out to you in the past week? You might be in the corporate space. In the church context, I would say, hey, who stuck out to you this weekend? There might be somebody who's stepping up, and any leader knows you need to be rising up the next person to fill your role. If you don't have somebody shadowing you, watching what you do, and not even just what you do, but how you think, what you see, you're missing out on a really great opportunity, because there's so many people that want to understand and go to their next level, but they're missing out because we're not seeing them. And that is a question I ask every person that I lead. Who do you see doing above and beyond in the past 7 to 14 days? How can I be a better leader? This is such a great question, because now you're putting it on yourself. You're saying, hey, I want feedback. In a feedback or confrontational culture, you need to give yourself that as well. You can't just be the person who's throwing things at people, creating arguments, confrontation just to do it, creating problems for other people so you can be their savior. Newsflash, they already have one. You are not their savior. So you need to understand, asking them, hey, how can I be a better leader to you? Josh Andrew, how can I be a better leader? Asking yourself and being honestly open to this, because they might give you something that you don't want to hear, but that's okay. That's their job, is to be open, because you opened it up. So now actually what you're doing is producing openness and a really great relationship that can actually be a team. Because again, like I said, and I will repeat it 100 times, you are not a coach, you are a servant leader. How is life outside of work? Or how is life outside of serving at church? Asking them this question, you are giving them the absolute validation that you do not just care about what they do for you or do for your organization. I want to know how your marriage is, how your kids are, how your stress level is, what you're doing the next weekend just to have fun with your family. Maybe you're going out of town, whatever it is. I want to know how life is outside of work, because we all know this. Whatever is happening outside of your work context will affect everything that you are doing. And again, it's not all about what we produce and what we do, but there definitely is an understanding that, hey, you might just need to take a rest for a minute. You seem super stressed out. You and your wife are arguing all the time. How can I help you? Can I send you guys to a marriage counselor? Can I send you guys on a vacation? What do you need from me? But asking that question, you are actually subconsciously giving them the ability to love and encourage you on the other side of it as well. The last question, how do you feel about your church life balance, or how do you feel about your work life balance right now? And this is a really great last question, because now you're giving, hey, how are things? How are you balancing out life right now? And they might seem a little overwhelmed, and if you have any awareness, you might be able to see it on their countenance in the meeting, or their tone or their body language, whatever. But you need to know how their work-life balance is, because sometimes people are overworking. I'm a leader that if you serve or you're working more than 40 hours, I just truly think you're not being efficient in anything you're doing. I want to understand your calendar, your schedule, your routine, your morning routine, your nighttime routine, how often you're going to the gym, certain things that I know, indicators of health. And health is key. Health is wealth. I want people to serve or to build or to lead for 50 years, not 5 months. So a work-life balance is imperative. And if somebody isn't taking a vacation once every 4 to 5 months, I have a serious problem with that, because I need you to rest. I need you to just unplug. And the other side of that, you need to know that if they're not taking a vacation, they're not empowering leaders or people underneath them to take their role. They might have a control problem, and they might be fearful of not getting the product or the sales that they think they need, but that's actually an indicator that they might not be the leader in that role. They shouldn't be anyways, because we are always building people. We're always thinking about 50 years, not 5 months. And I'm always creating vulnerability and moments of empathy in my conversations with any person that I'm leading, whether this is my friend, whether this is somebody in the corporate space or a business, it doesn't matter. These questions will help you truly be a servant leader and not a coach.